Jeez, you walked 13 miles at a bakery crawl?
Yeah, because all of a sudden, like, we'd already done, like, 10 miles, and she's like, we have to get this cupcake that was 3 miles away.
Olivia, what you walking 13 miles for? I know.
What?
Smash burgers. What am I walking for?
Yeah, what are you walking 13 miles for? Tell us.
No. Welcome back to House of Mar, a Wave original. We have a few house rules for you.
Girls are magic.
Reading is hot.
And so are you. Make sure to check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe if you are listening. How are you? I am one of your hosts, Ilona Maher.
And I'm another one of your hosts, Olivia Maher.
And I'm the other host, Adrianna Maher.
Coming up on today's episode of House of Mar, we are talking recession bush, birds, and best friends. We're also diving into a few perfect tens, so stay tuned.
Let's get right into things. Let's touch some grass. And I think there's some people out there that should really go find some earth to touch because Sydney Sweeney, bless her heart, is selling her bathwater in bars of soap. Have you seen this?
Selling her bathwater in bars of...
Yeah, there's like drops of her bathwater, I'm pretty sure, into a product of a brand that she's been working with.
And how are they proving that?
Right.
Keep going, though.
Right. But here's my thing. I'm not judging Sydney, right? I'm judging people that are maybe going to buy it because, like, that's genius. That's I mean, like, good on her.
How much is she selling these bars for, do we know?
They are $8 a pop for these bars of soap. And because I now know, like, what happens behind the scenes of, like, a marketing campaign like this or how things get made, did she get in a tub, like, fully clothed? How are we proving this? Like, how do we know that her bathwater's in there?
So she's doing this with, like, a soap brand,
yeah,
right?
that she's been working with, yeah.
And you can buy this for $8. Mm-hmm. They've put a few drops in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So my question is, would you ever do this, Ilona?
Yeah.
No, you're not doing it.
That was a quick answer.
You wouldn't let me do it?
No, you're not doing that.
Why not?
Yeah. I think I saw somewhere where, like, people were, like, you know, feeling like it wasn't a very feminist move of her.
Interesting. But is feminism not also letting women do exactly what they want?
And profiting. Yeah, and she's profiting off
and
men.
supporting them? Oh, and yeah, profiting off of men. Is that not a key feminist ideal?
Yeah.
Adrianna?
No, I'm going to go with no. I don't know if selling your bathwater and soap is particularly pushing feminism forward. My biggest question is, what does the FTC and the FDA have to say about this? Because is it even sanitary to include this bathwater?
I mean, it's a few drops.
How can you prove that? Are they proving that she's in it, or is it like false advertising? Like,
I'm all about a woman making a buck.
I bet they could just, like, say it's Sydney Sweeney's bathwater if she just, like, dips a finger in.
oh,
You know,
You're so right, like legally.
All sorts of little things. I bet it's just something like, for it to legally be your bathwater, you have to have submerged this percentage of your body.
Yes. Some lawyer somewhere is like, what the hell is my job now?
Right. Well, I mean, there's always people in my DMs who are like, they want my
undergarments.
dirty undergarments.
Whoa!
They want, you know, they want
Sports bras and
sweat. They
stuff?
want sports bras. They want all sorts of weird stuff. And there is money to be made in it.
Right.
I don't judge.
No.
I don't judge. I think
I judge a little bit. I judge people buying it a little bit.
I judge people buying it. I'm
heavy.
like, why are you into that?
Does that make us a
heavy on
kink
that.
shamer, though?
Does that make you a kink shamer?
Yeah. For judging that?
You know what?
I think that this is an acceptable time to shame.
To shame. Remember that Vine? What you can't kink shame me? It's like kink shaming is my kink.
Wow.
What do you do?
You know, this kind of reminds me of those like loci bracelets where it was like the water from
the lowest
the
place
deep
on Earth.
sea, and then it was like soil from Everest or something. And I'm like, everyone would cut into the water side, and they're like, I don't think there's any water in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this actually just really soap with no bath water? Is this the new bracelet?
Interesting. The new loci bracelet.
Loci bracelet.
I mean, Sydney Sweeney, girly, get your bag, and it gets men to take a shower.
Hey,
I'm even bigger about that.
How we thought about that?
Huge. Thank you, Sydney. Hey, thank you, Sydney.
I will say the mind power of men to, like, get this bar of soap and just be like, this is Sydney Sweeney and that. Like, I have a pretty good imagination, but I wouldn't be able to imagine that.
No.
She also worked with some other brands too, where I think she, in a way, uses the way that she's being sexualized so much to profit off of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
People are going to sexualize her. She's like, okay, fine.
Might as well make some money from it.
Yeah.
I just happen to be very hot.
That's going to be my body either way. So.
Olivia, you could do it if you got your tits out more. Again,
I've
already started boobs talk.
The drinking game starts again. Take a sip, everyone.
Take a sip.
We said tits.
Early, too.
Early on. We're only in touch grass.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Olivia recently posted a video. And what comment did you get?
Yeah, sure.
So I was popping off with my content in Miami. We know this. Hopefully we saw it. I was feeling myself. I was putting a little bit more out there than I normally do. Like
content and body.
And I think you could say I was thirst trapping to a certain degree.
Hey.
Yes? No? Do you agree?
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time, so it's just
I
normal.
thirst trap to my ladies, yeah.
Right. No, it's for the women. Absolutely, right? So I posted some fun videos, bathing suit content, whatever. This is what my body looks like. And I got... Well, one, I was confused. I even asked, we were at like that pool party, and I was like, now if someone comments woof on a post, are they hyping you up or telling you look bad? Because to me, when someone goes woof, that's a bad thing.
No, woof,
hype.
barking.
Like they're barking,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a good
yeah.
thing.
Good thing.
We're
Barking up
barking now.
Hyping you up for sure.
But tell me, like, does that not make sense? Woof, like a woof, like
I think
bad.
you just use it in that way.
Interesting. Okay, so that was good to know, because I was like, hey, that's pretty rude. I look pretty good in this.
Why would you think you looked fire?
I was just like a hater on the internet, telling me I looked bad in my comments, which I didn't believe them, so I was confused. Well, I got another DM off of something. It was a DM. I don't even think it was off of one of my posts. It was just like a cold DM. It just said, you should do porn. I was like,
wow.
Sir?
Sorry
Thank
to
you.
say it again. Sorry she has big tits.
Yeah, sorry. So I can't have big boobs without being sexualized? Let's touch some grass.
Touch some grass.
Absolutely.
Touch some grass, everybody.
Have you heard like recession bushes in?
Oh.
Wow.
I've seen this, like the fact that like bushes are coming back is a recession indicator. Is that what this is?
Why is it a recession
Less
indicator?
upkeep. You're not paying money for waxes or razor blades or anything. You're just letting it be.
You're
Oh,
going
because you don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
A recession indicator.
I've seen also some girls though who've gotten like lasered it all away, who are now sad they did that.
Oh, I saw one girl. She said that she got it all lasered before her prefrontal cortex completely developed, and now she yearns for a bush.
She yearns for a bush. Yes, that's what I saw, where she yearns for a bush.
We yearn for the bush. Do you guys yearn for a bush?
I have a bush at times. Recession's been happening my whole life, I guess.
2008 really impacted her.
Yeah. I think that we come from a household too where our mom was always like, what are you, a young girl?
Yeah.
Women have hair.
Women have hair. That's what women look like.
And so, I'd always wouldn't want to be fully bare around her like that. So I think we are also a lazy bunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Ilona just pointed at Olivia, if you are listening.
I mean, I've been in some long-term relationships, Like, I think you get comfortable, you get happy, you're with someone you love, and they accept you in all ways, so...
And there's nothing wrong with the bush.
There's nothing... Let's get into it.
I'm gonna grab your bushes when I say this. There's nothing wrong with a little hair down there.
Nothing wrong with a shag carpet.
No.
Back to feminism. Men have it.
Yeah. Why can't women have it?
It's so natural and normal, and yet viewed as disgusting or not sexy or uncleanly to have a bush.
If it wasn't supposed to be there, it wouldn't be there, but it is supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hair in your ear canal, I think. It protects stuff from maybe
Is it supposed to protect you? Is that what it's
probably?
there for?
Probably when we were like cavemen or something to keep dirt from going up there.
Because sometimes like...
I don't know.
Because nowadays I feel like it could be like a hygiene issue,
To have it or not have it.
When you have it, like if you're not cleaning it right, uh-oh.
Yeah, because I do say, I do appreciate when like men keep things clean and trim. But a manscaping.
Bit of manscaping.
I appreciate that. So I can also see, like, in the reverse, like, keep things clean if you want, but also do what you want down there.
Do what you want.
But also don't make such rash decisions by, like, lasering your whole bush away at such a young age.
No.
I get lasering bikini lines.
Yeah.
But I'm like, everything?
Yeah.
For the
everything
rest
is
of your
crazy.
life?
It's like the equivalent of getting a tattoo. Too young. Maybe
Kind
you'll
of worse
regret it.
because you can
Kinda
laser
worse.
off a tattoo. You can't laser it back on.
Hair transplant to your bush.
Say it from the top of your head. So it's like
Stops
fucking long.
growing.
You go to Turkey for a bush transplant.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, I got a hair transplant, but
They're like, where?
you look completely normal. Oh no,
She has been walking weird.
This should go in the episode, but this that just reminded me of that. You know when a man posts a thirsty posts a thirst trap online, and girls in the TikTok comments are like, both my lips are smiling. Have you seen that?
I haven't, but I like the comments where it goes, oh, my clit just perked up. That's one of my favorite comments I've ever read in my life.
It's thirsty comments on TikTok.
Women make
it's women.
so
Women are the funniest
funny.
ones about it.
Hilarious.
They're hilarious. Like even the simple ones that are like hi louder than everybody else, or like hi quiet so I seem different than the other girls.
Yeah.
Like, just so good. The funniest things on TikTok are the comments.
I was on TikTok the other day, and for some reason the comments weren't loading, but the videos were, and it was not an enjoyable experience, actually. I was like, ugh. It was a weird glitch. I don't know what was happening.
And I think it feels like the weird way that like you do connect with other people via social media. Because it is just you scrolling, but having those comments, you feel connected to the other people that were liking and enjoying this video as well. Like you don't feel so alone for like thirsting after someone or whatever.
Not to get back to bushes.
No, please. Please.
What do you say when a man doesn't like it?
Grow up.
Heard.
I don't care about your opinion.
Okay. Interesting.
I love that.
What if it's not his preference?
Okay, what about my preference? Trim yours. How about you go bald? How
Is
about
that a
you
red-
laser it off?
Is that a red flag though? If his preference is nothing.
I don't think it is in a lot of cases because it's so normalized.
Right.
Like when they're watching porn or when they're watching other things, like it's become just the way about it.
Interesting.
So it's like almost normal for them not to see it. So it can easily just become their preference with how they're,
Does it mean
with
they have
what
a
they're
porn
watching.
Probably.
I don't know.
My preference with guys, shave your underarms. I hate
Men
armpit
shave
hair.
men underarms.
You want them to shave
That is a hot take, Adrianna.
I hate armpit hair on anyone. Like,
No, I hear you, especially when there's deodorant stuck in there on men.
not even about like feminism of like women like who grow it out, because you do that, but guys shave it off. I hate it. And even on women, I'm like, get it off.
I've never heard this take before ever.
Have a man with just
Yeah, I
bare
don't-
underarms.
Okay, but then imagine them shaving and then it comes back and it's like that short. Ew, Adrianna.
Shave everything.
What are you thinking about their legs?
Oh.
That's fine.
Hairy legs, but they're just the clearest underarms
I
you've
remember
seen.
so clearly watching High School Musical as a kid, and like it was like Troy or Chad, and I was like, ew, shave that.
Handle that.
Okay, he's like, I just like prefer no bush. Like, yeah, same. I actually prefer no hair on my underarm. So
handle that.
what are
I'll
you
handle
thinking?
this.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
I've had it before where I've had men who prefer like it shaved, and like I will be like, okay, I'll do a balance with it. Like I'll keep it groomed, but like I personally don't want it fully bare.
I hear you.
So I think it's also about balancing. Like there are some things about like you don't like fully armpit hair. There's things that you have preferences for. So I don't think it's fully a red flag if they feel that way. I think there's a conversation to be had and some maybe, compromises to make.
There's this one video of a guy, I think he's British or something, where he's like saying like, he's like, oh no, I don't want you down there. I haven't shaved. I haven't handled it. It's like, I eat lollipops after they drop on the carpet. Lay down, girl. My man.
Who knew we were talking about bushes and tits so much?
No, so like this the strongest start to this episode.
Well, most of you are women listening, so
Yeah.
we love you
We
all.
actually
love
looked
you
at our
guys.
demographics. 95% of our listeners are
And I'm not shocked. I'm blessed.
Love you.
Love that. A safe space. This is a safe space.
Just get your bushes out, Lee.
I also fully need to say that when I made that line to camera about, like, I'm going to twirl your bush, when I say this, I made direct eye contact with our audio camera guy who's right behind my camera and laughing right now.
That's my new favorite thing.
And I'm going to hold your bush.
And he didn't blink, so...
You know what? Let's see them armpits, man. Let's see who you got rocking with.
One man in the room.
We got one over here too.
Hope y'all got an HR
Disgusting.
department.
You better have bare armpits over there.
Yeah, what's the armpit situation?
What's your armpit situation?
Is this workplace harassment?
Right. Just
No,
kidding.
it's quite serious, isn't it?
Quite serious.
Anyway.
Anyway, ladies.
Should we roll into some tea time?
Let's roll in.
Yes,
What's
please.
going on, guys? I'm laughing my sweet cheeks off. This is another reason you should be watching on YouTube to really hone in on this energy.
Feel it,
Ilona just
see
spread her
it.
legs. So this is what I'm saying. You're missing it. She just spread her legs.
That felt weird.
She's
'cause
being funny.
I got a cameraman back there. Sorry about that, sir. Sorry about that.
Guys.
Many harassment complaints after this. Hey guys, so you're not allowed to record here anymore.
They don't let us back to New York City.
Why is that?
God.
It's quite serious. Isn't
Oma's gonna love this
it? Oma,
episode.
don't listen to this one. Oma, turn off the
Oma,
iPad.
look at me.
Tunnel Lane, take her iPad away.
Oma, this isn't for you.
Guys, should we go into some tea time? So we already said, but we are here in New York City.
The greatest city in the world.
Great city.
Greatest in the world. If you make it here, you can make it anywhere.
You make it anywhere.
Yes.
The streets are alive here.
It's fun to be here all together.
Welcome to my home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a New York. No, I can't say that. I cut myself off, guys. I didn't say that actually.
She almost said she's a New Yorker.
No, I didn't. No. And I don't think people are always like, when you're here, like maybe 10 years, would you call yourself a New Yorker? No.
You still wouldn't?
No, because I think you have to be born and raised here to be a New
10
Yorker.
years, you can say that.
Okay. I don't know. I also don't think I'm gonna make it 10 years.
Oh.
And I knew that moving to New York of that I'm gonna move here for my career and I'm gonna enjoy it, but I love Vermont so much that I could probably see myself moving back to Vermont.
Interesting.
Or maybe try somewhere else. Like I've always loved going to other places, living there. So settling down in one city for the rest of your life is daunting to me, I will say.
Yeah. You like the possibility.
Yeah. But I love New York. It's so fun. I've met wonderful friends here. I got very lucky. And for now, it's the greatest city in the world.
You're subscribed to that grind.
Yeah, how's it feel to be back?
I actually like it when the weather's nice. And Ilona said, you say you really like it here, right?
I always love coming to New York. I
Yeah.
think it's so cool. There's so much happening. Feels like just it's a place to be. I'm never here for long. I'm always here for like a day.
Yeah.
So I never really get to get out there and experience. But I love I just went on a jog through Central Park, went from one end to the other. I thought I was turning around.
She
I
wasn't.
didn't.
Nope.
I went all the way from top to bottom, and then I would look at my map like, oh my god, I gotta be somewhere in a half hour. But I love it. I think that there's so much to do, so many people to meet. I'd spend more time here. I spent a summer here a little bit, but that's about it.
Yeah. But you used to play rugby here.
I used to play rugby here, yeah. In the Bronx, a team called the Village Lions. It was like my first kind of club rugby experience, and I loved it. I loved like the vibe of it. After practice, we'd go to this bar called like Glackens, and we'd get like these $8 really strong drinks. It was like mostly, vodka or tequila in it, and then we would just, chat and have so much fun after rugby. Like that's club rugby. Is like you go to play the rugby, but mostly it's for the socialness and fun vibe. And then we would go play tournaments and we'd come back into the city and party in the city. So I really loved, I think I also associate New York with like that really fun summer, and I had a great time. So I think I could see myself spending more time here, but I don't know if I could live here like at the as you get older.
This is a good time. We're here, it's summery. It's the weather's nice. I think people start to feel a little bit nicer too, like New Yorkers and whatnot, when the weather isn't as cold and wet and gray. But it does. The city feels so full of possibility, as I've spoken about before. But I could see you spending like a couple weeks at a time here, just being a New Yorker for 2 seconds.
Well, there's so much, like, especially in my job, there's a lot that can be done here. There's a lot in the media. I mean, I do shoots here constantly, so it'd be good at times to have like a home base here, home base in LA and whatnot. So we'll see. But I don't know the city as well as you guys do. Do you guys have a favorite spot, like girl dinner recommendations? Where are you getting that dirty martini? Where are you getting the fries? What rooftop you checking out?
So I moved away from here in 2022, early top of 2022, yeah. And I feel like the city is changing constantly especially post like pandemic. Like there was many changes that occurred when I was here for that. And so things continue to shift, and some of my favorite places are no longer. But I would still love going out and adventuring and finding something new. It doesn't always have to be like a rooftop. Sometimes rooftops can be a bit like sceney, like wait in line to get to the top for expensive drinks, and it's kind of whatever.
Unless it's the Margaritaville one.
Oh, you want to speak to that?
I had these yuca fries at the top of Margaritaville.
In Times Square.
In Times Square, yes.
Spooky.
Don't go to like the 5th floor level. You got to go to the rooftop. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Right.
Good for you. Hot New York City tip from a local, everyone. The Margaritaville in Times Square.
I got good recs.
She got good recs. I love spending time in the West Village. One of my best friends lives there. And so I'm often down there drinking wine, or we'll go to dinner. And it's just fun exploring those streets. And it's so cozy. I used to nanny down there too. And then I recently stayed in the Lower East Side, like we talked about. And also I love stepping out and being in such a vibrant energy and vibe and just walking to find a cool place. But I have actually been stumbling upon a couple of the places that we would host after parties when I worked for Dr. Alex Schiller, like the sex doctor. We do our events and we go to these cool, cozy bars. And I'm like, how did you find this? How do you know about this? Why do you know the owner? Like, why? And I'm seeing more of those, and I would love to kind of revisit those as my 30-year-old self instead of my, post-graduation, kind of nervous, but just figuring it out self. So maybe we should go do that. We should go get a dirty martini somewhere.
What? When? Yeah, I'm down.
Let's do it.
After
Tonight?
this? Perfect.
Oh.
Adrianna, do you have like a favorite bar?
I love this one. It's called the Dead Rabbit. I brought you there when you were here recently. It's this Irish pub on the bottom, but then it's like this elevated experience, like parlor on top. And they're like chipping the ice cubes and putting to make them fit in your glass. You got to get the Moonlit. It's the most incredible cocktail I've ever had.
Okay.
And like, you get the fries with all the different dipping sauce. I love it. It's a stark difference on the bottom floor and the top floor, but both are incredible.
It's down in Fidei.
Yeah, it's literally on the bottom of Manhattan. Like you step out and you can kind of see the rivers.
Something I've always wanted to do, if you guys want to come with me, is do the Broad City thing of walking from the tippity top to the tippity bottom, like Ilona and Abby do.
How many miles is that?
12.2 or something.
Why do you know that? That's amazing.
Because I know so many people who have done it.
Oh, they've done it.
Oh yeah, it's a huge trend.
Oh, I want to do that.
I haven't done the full thing, but I've joined in on several people's walks. And that's always fun because it goes right through the Upper West Side.
Yeah.
And I live on the Upper West Side, so I can always just like hop and meet them. And like it's usually right when they're taking like a lunch break. So it's great for me.
So would you ever do it?
I would do it. However, the last time I walked 12 miles, I kind of fucked up my ankle, so I'm a little nervous to do it again. Yeah.
Where was this?
Injury. When I was on a bakery crawl last year with our cousin.
How many miles was that?
13.
Jeez, you walked 13 miles on a bakery crawl?
Yeah, because all of a sudden, like, we'd already done, like, 10 miles, and she's like, we have to get this cupcake that was 3 miles away, and it was the worst cupcake, or the worst treat of the entire day.
And you were like, no Subway. We have to walk those 2 miles.
And I remember, because what happened, I don't want to actually get it. The injury does not make sense to talk about. But I remember being like, hey, could we bus to the last thing? And she's like, we're so close. And I was like,
She
okay.
like, wanted to make sure the whole day was walking.
Yeah. And so I did have to go to PT for that. So I'm a little nervous to...
Oh my God.
I play rugby,
again.
but walking, that is a
Bakery crawl walking.
Bakery crawl walking, that is a seriously dangerous sport, guys.
Be careful.
Well, you gotta be careful out there.
I had a weak ankle already from when I twisted it.
No, I hear you. It's dangerous out here.
It is. Careful of the bakery crawls, guys. Or you might end up actually crawling.
Olivia, what you walking 13 miles for? I know.
What?
Smash burgers.
Oh, and I just had a really good smash burger. I hadn't had 7th Street burgers before. I love smash burgers. We know this. I go all over Los Angeles. I know all the best spots, but I hadn't had 7th Street burger here. I think no, that's a lie. I had it, I think, when they first opened or something, their first location, and I was sort of, maybe their griddles weren't seasoned enough or something. Who knows? But I went back recently and oh my God. And I don't know if it's because I was so hungry after the Beyonce concert in New Jersey and I was dripping wet because it was dumping rain the entire time. That smash burger almost made me see God. I just it was so good.
What am I walking for?
Yeah, what are you walking 13 miles for? Tell us.
No. What's something I always am eating?
Like a margarita.
Oh yeah, I can walk a lot for margarita.
You're walking for like a cold East Coast oyster.
I would do an oyster walk for sure.
An oyster walk.
That's great, Olivia.
Yes, I'd join you.
I constantly send Olivia a TikTok. John doesn't like oysters. I constantly send Olivia oyster TikToks of like this girl. I think where was she? She's in like England, right?
There's a woman in England.
She goes to these places and eats like 50 oysters in a sitting, which is.
She finds dollar oyster hours all over England and goes and she puts away like hundreds of oysters.
Like the servers are concerned.
Yeah.
An oyster walk would be a great idea.
A great walk. Because then you can get tastes and flavors, and each place would probably do theirs a little bit different, or they'd have a house mignonette sauce or a house-made hot sauce that was a little bit different from each place. I love an oyster. A cold oyster. One time we got served oysters on a platter of salt. Our family is not shut up about this.
Yeah.
And that place is no longer in business now, so I'm not saying that that's what happened. On a platter of salt? So they were almost like lukewarm.
They better be cold oysters.
You gotta be cold and crispy and just like salty and like.
We like mignonette on the side. We like freshly shaved horseradish.
Lemon juice.
We sometimes put cocktail sauce on, but not often.
I'm not a cocktail sauce.
And then
girl.
our family, we're so annoying. We need to find the peppermill wherever we go when we're at an oyster place. My mom is up looking around the bar for a peppermill.
If they're not bringing it fast enough.
Or she actually has one she pulls out of her purse.
Oh yes, they have a little mini one. Mm-hmm. Has its own little case in her purse. Bless her. Can you believe that?
Yep. Well, I can. It's me.
Well, I can. It's literally you.
Oof. I can't wait to do that oyster walk.
Let's do it. Let's make it a reality.
Hey, John. John, I can't.
I'm like
the way John's
mad.
ankle's set up, she can't do it.
No, she's got PT that day on her ankle. Her bakery crawl
Actually,
ankle.
my insurance doesn't cover that.
Goodness me, goodness. All right, well, let's pop into the reading now.
A new segment?
A new segment. We're big readers. We don't always read the most intellectual, educational books, but we read fun books, which I think you all will love as well. So this is a new segment. We're just going to go over what books we're reading currently.
Yes.
Mine is something I just finished, and so I'm not currently reading anything because I literally last night. It's called Rewind It Back. It's by Liz Tomforde. It's the Windy City series. Yeah. It's the 5th book, actually, so I guess you could start with the first one.
Oh.
You've read it.
Is this the flight attendant?
It's the first one is a flight attendant.
You haven't read the first one?
No, I've read the whole thing.
Oh, you should read the whole thing.
I've read the whole thing. But I think that this book might be my favorite out of all of them.
Really? Okay.
It was really good. Like, the premise is that they were like childhood sweethearts, and then like this big theft happened, and like you're kind of figuring out what it was, and then there's a little bit of groveling. It's just well written.
Nice.
I love it. It was
Are
really
they enemies
fun.
At all?
Kind of at the beginning, but like they still love each other even after all these years.
What's that trope called? Rekindled or something?
Second chance love?
Second chance love. That's what that trope is called. Yes.
And I just enjoyed it. It was just a fun read, but I'm kind of sad that the series is over. But you can tell that she's setting it up for the next series because all of a sudden it's like, well, the neighbor, her brother. Also, it is a hockey book.
I was about to say, I feel like we're missing some context here.
But like, it's not so much about hockey.
Do you watch hockey for how much hockey books you read?
Have you ever watched a full hockey game?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I went to some of our college's hockey games, and I actually really loved them.
Yeah.
Mostly for the fights. Because for me, not that I'm supporting the fighting, but I'm like, yes! Yes! When it starts going on.
Yeah. Energy, yeah.
I know. I'm like, when you were playing 15s and sometimes fights would break out, like I haven't ever seen that in your rugby games. I was like, oh,
yeah, that was really fun.
It was so fun.
It was mostly Hannah Botterman just shoving people when they tried to come for her on the field.
And I'm cheering for her.
I think we need more of it in women's sports.
Fighting? More fighting.
Yeah, I do. Genuinely. I think Americans want to see that. They love that. It's ingrained in the culture of hockey and people love seeing it.
It really is.
I won't be fighting.
No, we don't condone
actually
fighting.
should start
we
fighting
don't.
If people start doing dumb stuff to me. But
Are people doing dumb stuff to you during games?
In PWR, there was a couple girls who would just do like little backhanded things to me.
Like what? Hair pulling or something?
One time she'd like shove my face into the ground, but the play was over there. And then one time when I was scoring a try, this girl came in and like kind of kneed, like she wasn't going to stop the try being scored. And she like kneed me in the head with her knee, and you could see me get up and I watch her walk away. I should have shoved her.
Yeah.
I encourage you to shove her, actually.
Yeah. So I think people want to see that.
And for that, it's like, they're just jealous. And to that I say, jealousy is a disease. Get well soon, bitch.
Amen.
Can you make a stink about this to the refs and to be like, or would you get yelled at because they're supposed to be the
No, I mean, it's maybe I could do more. So I'm going to try to do more. If something happens World Cup,
advocate for yourself.
Maybe create a viral moment or something like that.
But I mean, you are being the bigger person by not meeting them at their level.
Well, to me, if you're going to do that to me, I'll just hit you harder later on or something like that. So
get them back. Because that's just like so untasteful. That's just...
No, I know.
Lack of class.
Lack of class.
Anyway.
Okay, sorry. Hockey book.
No, I think I already sold it to everyone.
Perfect.
I think everyone's going to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be reading her next series.
Oh.
They're going to a different town. And I think it's baseball. So.
Famously your favorite sport.
Famously my favorite sport. I'll read any sports romance except for rugby. One time I read a rugby romance book and I was like, ugh.
Was it just not well written or something?
No, it was more so that like rugby is Ilona's thing and it felt like almost wrong reading it.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I do.
Anyway.
Ilona, what are we reading, darling?
I actually read a great cowboy romance. Well, like rancher romance. It's called Cash, a Lucky River Ranch book by Jessica Peterson.
Wow.
And I've read a couple cowboy romances. We read one like over winter time or a little before that, and it was too quick of a build. You know what I'm saying? Too quick of a payoff.
Yeah.
Not enough
I was
build.
like, we need more. So this one is a little enemies to lovers. Her and her dad are estranged, but her dad owns this massive ranch. But he dies and leaves the ranch to her with one stipulation that she has to live on the ranch for a year to get it. His foreman, though, is named Cash. And Cash also has 4 other brothers that sets up for a whole series.
Oh, I thought it was about to be something else.
Enemies to lovers, because he's the foreman, and he is like, oh, well, he said he was going to leave the ranch to me. He's pissed, right?
Right.
And then she comes in her sparkly cowboy boots, blah, 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 blah. And turns out she's actually a really hard worker.
Ugh.
And he sees her working so hard. At one point, this was a great point, they both take 2 horses to go see the ranch. Oh no, her horse runs away. There's only one horse.
Only one horse.
Like the one bed trope. There's only one horse. So they both get on that thing.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy, am I right?
On a horse.
Well, yeah.
This one was very good. It had the classic scene where they go to the local dive bar, you know.
And somebody else wants her?
I love that. Somebody else wants her, and he's like, no,
here's mine.
and they go dance, and he pulls her. Some guy goes to ask her to dance, and pulls her away.
Wow.
And this was a slower build too. And then the scenes were great.
I gotta read this.
It's good.
Send us the
it's
link.
fun. And then it was definitely like pretty well written. I mean, you kind of knew what was happening, what was gonna happen, you know.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
as is gonna happen in any book.
But that's what makes it fun.
No,
though.
it was really fun. I'm now on to the second one, which is called Wyatt.
That's his name.
That's his name. I think that's how they're going by.
Bit on the nose, but okay.
Bit on the nose. They're hot cowboys. I love it. Hoping to meet a cowboy in real life.
Yeah, we gotta get to a ranch.
It's spicy. It's a little spicy and a little kinky in there as well.
Ooh.
So yeah, check that one out.
Should we go to a ranch? Should we take a vacation to? I mean, we've been trying to have a tropical sister vacation, but maybe we gotta
We
go
could
to a ranch.
At some time, we should go to a ranch.
Would you ride a
Absolutely.
horse?
Absolutely, I would.
Really?
No, I don't know if I would.
Not until you've retired from rugby, please.
Well, what's that quote from Sherlock Holmes where it's like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like too crafty in the middle, something.
Yeah. Dangerous at both ends and crafty in the middle.
Yeah. So that's why I don't trust them a little bit. They're big beasts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I trot.
Have you ever ridden on a horse?
I've ridden on a pony
Okay.
Good.
When was
I'm glad.
this?
in the Netherlands when I was young.
Oh right.
The only time I've been on a horse is also in the Netherlands.
Interesting.
Okay,
And the
now I'm jealous.
First time I tried to get on it, I fell off the other side.
Really?
Yeah, so then they had to get me an even smaller horse, and then I got on just fine.
Olivia, what are you reading?
I've just finished, same thing, A Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I make a guess?
You may. What's up?
Is it a cartoon cover with a pastel background?
You bet your bottom dollar. Actually, I think it's a bit of a darker blue purple this time.
Oh, she's changed.
for her, yeah.
She has changed.
Doesn't her books usually have
Oh,
different
it's
colors?
orange. Sorry, I've just heard it's actually orange. Oh.
You a black and white e-reader, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
What happens in it?
This one is, so it's the latest by Emily Henry. Love her books. There's something about the way she writes these kind of courtships. I feel like I think I've talked about this. I feel like I'm the one being courted. Like I'm having the banter. Like I have a crush on these characters. Like they just like when they're just they're flirting, I feel like I'm flirting. And that's such a fun feeling when reading. This one is very cool. When I first started it, I thought I wasn't maybe going to like it. I was like, oh, maybe this is too different from her normal stuff. It's not too different. But the way I've been describing it is that it's a classic Emily Henry combined with like a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. The way she writes Daisy Jones and the Sixth or Evelyn, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, how it's like this backstory of like these people, famous people's lives, fictional people's lives, mixed in with what's going on. So it's the normal characters falling in love, classic Emily Henry style. They're both writers, interviewing this iconic woman who grew up in the public eye, in the media. Her family was, tabloid people and whatnot, and who went into hiding and nobody knew she existed anymore, but she seeks her out to like write this book about her. And so we're getting the love story that's happening in the present as well as the woman's backstory and the woman's family's backstory and the fame of it all. It was so good. I think I rated it very highly. It was cozy, it was fun, it was romantic, and a bit of a twist from her normal stuff because that other plot line running through it. In the same way that like Nicholas Sparks books, I feel like always have two plot lines. One of my favorites being Longest Ride.
Cowboy.
What?
That's an amazing movie.
A movie. The two plot lines in that are both incredible. It's like two for the price of one in that way. So
I've sobbed at that movie.
Oh yeah, the first time I showed you The Longest Ride.
Like I'm in that corner, like almost dry heaving.
It's a good movie. I think next up I'm going to go for another iconic cartoon cover author, Abby Jimenez.
I'm excited for you.
I don't know if I've read.
Have you read any of hers?
No.
I've only read one. I
I've heard
liked
they're
it.
good.
Yeah. I read I think I read one, like the third or second one in a series. I didn't realize it was a series, but it you can't tell. Like you can start wherever. But then she went and followed me on Instagram.
Very cool.
I was honored, and I've learned from that she has like bakeries, and she bakes a special cupcake that for each of her books, like when they come out. So you can go like
cute.
have the book that like corresponds, or have the cupcake that corresponds with her books. So
Very
I got to get to one of those. Put that on your next 13-mile
My bakery crawl.
crawl.
Love. Shifting gears, it was recently National Best Friends Day, so let's dedicate the next section to our best friends. Livy, tell us about your best friend.
I love talking about my best friends. My best friend lives in California with me. We met in college. We lived together. And I think that's how you know like a friendship is for real, because we could live together with no consequences. It was the most beautiful time. There was an issue. It making or breaking, like it made stronger. So very blessed in that way. And then I just like, as I've gotten older, you also, I think, start to gather, hopefully and luckily and blessed for me, like more friends and more besties from other parts of life. So like I also have like my best friend here in the city. Like I've got my people that like are my people, the ones I'm in contact with constantly, whether it be sending memes or sending, a text here or there. And I've got like a great, unbelievable group of gals in Los Angeles that I am so blessed to have, who are also, most of them are single as well. And we're very much so in the same places of life where we go out to bars hoping to like maybe meet someone, but also at the end of the day, we still have each other. And I had them during my breakup. And after that, I had a summer full of them. And I think to say that saved my life is so dramatic, but it was so important and so grounding and helpful to have those people physically with me to keep me laughing and giggling and know like, hey, it's going to be okay. Like I have all of these unbelievable women at the end of the day, and we've got the funniest group chat.
I love that you have these amazing women surrounding you.
Love women.
Love
them
women.
all. Shout out all
And
my
Joe.
women everywhere. And Joe. Love you.
Noni, what about you?
My best friend is Nicole Heavirland. She is my teammate on the USA Rugby team. I have like longtime friends from like, back in the day, but never somebody that I got to choose myself. The friends I had from like, even preschool to middle school and whatnot, like they were more in my life and whatnot. And like those were my siblings in a way, like in Catholic school, it was a group of 9 of us. So they were, it was forced proximity in a way. So Nicole was the first one where I really got to choose her. Like that's my person.
And she chose you.
And she chose me as well.
That's what's beautiful.
We first kind of met, that summer when I was first there and vibed a little bit. nothing too crazy. And then the next season came around, and that's when I felt like I was really more part of the team. I wasn't just coming in at the end for the last 2 tournaments. I felt like I was really part of it. And you can just get a vibe from somebody. We were kind of vibing, and I remember we were about to go on tour, and I went up to her and I was like, we asked for a roommate survey, and I put you down as my first roommate option. She's like, oh, that's crazy. I put you down as my first roommate option. And that kind of like kicked it off for us. We were roommates at our tour in Colorado, and it was kind of created a safe space for both of us. Like we just all kind of showed our quirks, and we figured out how to do it together. Like we both just like to be, butt naked in the room, like really safe space. She is, she'll say this, she's farting constantly. It's a fart friendly space. And we just got along really well. And then like afterwards, I remember we like hung out that next weekend, and I think it was like my first time ever having a best friend. And I was really scared. I was scared to like tell her like, I think you're my best friend. She's like, it sounds like I'm, having my partner here, my boyfriend, but my girlfriend. But I think we got drinks, and I was like, I just want to let you know, like, I think you're my best friend. And she was like, oh, I think you're my best friend too.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't that cute? So I think we just collectively decided to like, be each other's best friends. And
how did you know? Like, how did you feel?
I think it's when you feel like you can be yourself around them and you don't feel judged, and like whatever, you can tell them anything. I think like I've told Nicole more than I've even told you guys. Like that's where I like know. That's when I just like, I think that's your bestie, but she just doesn't judge, and it's just different,
Still kind of on that.
I don't think
okay.
so. I think the sisters are best friends, really.
Sisters are best friends, but right. I don't know how to explain it, but she's just always been there, and we've, been through so much together. I think we've been through a lot of ups and downs, like times where it was like, why are you doing that? And then getting angry at each other, whatever. But we've continued to kind of power through it. And even when we've been far apart, it's always like knowing that, we have her. She really has like been such a light in my life, and to finally have somebody I can call my own. Like I call her my soulmate, because I sometimes wish that I was attracted to her, and like I think we could have had a perfect marriage at this point. But I think that's also what makes it so pure and perfect, is that nothing that doesn't come between us, and we're just the closest.
And that you still like see each other despite maybe the things that like maybe annoy you or you don't agree with.
Yeah, I mean, we know each other for sure. All the time. Yeah.
For me, when I knew like with Brie in college, was that I kind of realized we'd spent like several days together nonstop. Like, like a stupid amount of time together. And I just had this realization randomly. I remember I was like going up these stairs to our other friend's apartment, and I was like, I don't get sick of you. Like, I just felt so at home and so normal, and I could say this craziest shit to her, and she would not bat an eye, and she'd be like, bitch, me too. Like, you're so valid for that. Like, I just felt heard and seen and comfortable in every way, that I was like, oh, this is what a best friend is. Like, that's what this feels like, So
I would say also, if you can stand a Europe trip with your friend.
Yeah,
you did like
serve a Euro trip. You're best friends.
Italy and Spain together or something.
Italy and Spain was so hot, and like I was doing most of the planning of it, because she's like,
which you normally don't do.
I was like planning all this shit.
You've got to tell the sleep talking, sweating.
Oh my
story.
God. We're in Florence, Italy. A heat wave is hitting it.
There's no AC, mind you.
To 107. And I get an Airbnb. I should have freaking checked, but this is the time where I'm kind of penny pinching, like not being the smartest. I get an Airbnb that doesn't have any AC in it. Holy butter, is it hot in there. We're both butt naked on the bed because we can't have anything touch us. The windows, I don't even know what's happening. I think we have a fan on. I'm so hot that I sleepwalk to try to open the door. I'm butt naked, like at the door, fiddling with the lock. And she's like, oh no, what's happening? And I was like, I gotta get out of here. Butt naked. That really bonded us, because that was so uncomfortable, and yet like we didn't get mad at each other. We were just like, I found it funny in it. And then we end the trip in New York with Olivia to go to Pride. And I guess Olivia remembers, like, she comes down her stairs to come get us into her apartment, and the relief I see when I see her face, she's like, oh God, and I get to be in AC. Holy, that was amazing.
Yeah.
But we've been through a lot together. We went through 2 Olympics together, tournaments all over the world together. We're always roommates at our tournaments. We just know each other so well. It's been cool to be with her, because she's been through different stuff with, selections and whatnot, and trying to figure out her path. So, and we're kind of going in 2 different directions now as well. Like, I'm, you know, it's not just rugby now for us. It's not just, you know, USA Sevens. It's like, I'm doing this and this and this, and she's, you know, gonna have to do this. So it's been interesting that our lives, I think, are changing, and it's not gonna be as easy to be, you know, around each other.
Because you've been coworkers too for so many years. Yeah.
It's a new chapter.
A new chapter, I think. Yeah.
Figuring out your friendship, like with all these changes.
Sounds like your friendship will withstand.
It doesn't seem daunting. Like, I'm not worried about it that we're gonna change. Like, she's recently been making so many new friends. I'm like, she keeps trying to tell me a story. I'm like, who's this person?
And who's
this? Oh, I'm going to dinner with Jen now. Who's Jen?
Yeah.
But I think it's just it's awesome. She's the loveliest, kindest person who just, her energy brings people in. And for somebody like that, who I think is so beautiful, so perfect, to choose me as her best friend it's such an honor. And I think she says the same about me. So I'm happy for her to make new friends, but I also always know I'm her number one.
Hey,
good.
You can try to be friends with Nicole, but I'm here.
Day one.
I'm numero uno.
Do not call her your best friend.
I hate that. But she hates it too. Whenever somebody like calls her her bestie, or like even just because I don't mess around with best friend. Like for me, you have one or two best friends. You don't have many best friends. It's different for some people. Whenever people jokingly like, they like recently did like a bestie, like, oh, my bestie's going away. I was like, you're who?
You're who?
Take that off. But even when I was with Dancing with Stars with Alan, and I would call him my bestie, but I had to like let her know. I was like, Nicole, just let you know, I'm just calling him my bestie. He's not really my bestie. I love him. He's my friend. He's a good buddy, but you're my bestie, you know? But it's like, we always know that even no matter what, like to us, that's my best friend. I think you can have besties. That's my best friend.
I love it. Yeah, the difference between a best friend, like full governmental best friend.
Yes.
Or, you know,
besties.
The bestie, the street term. Yeah. I love that.
If she says, I can't believe I'm marrying my best friend to her partner, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when Bree does that?
When she does that?
Bree does it. She's for sure gonna do that, dude.
Yeah, I know.
She's erasing her vows.
You better be erasing those vows right now. I'm officiating that wedding, so I'll be watchful.
Liar.
If that's what she chooses, okay. But it's a choice.
You get up and leave the wedding.
I leave the officiating.
You rip up your certificate of officiant or whatever.
I close the booklet.
Well, we're done here. Oh. But I mean, Taryn is her best friend.
They're life partners.
Sure.
They're life partners. Sure. No, that's why I get that.
We'll forgive it, I guess, now.
Maybe.
You're objecting.
Adrianna, you've been on kind of a different journey with your finding your best friendship and your friends in general. And I think a lot of people go through that too.
And she's had friends longer than you and I.
Yes, she's...
So can you speak to that?
I find it interesting because so many people, I think, find their best friends later in life, or like they're really close friends. I think, at least maybe our generation, a lot of people are like, no, I don't know anyone still from high school or friends with them. I'm still friends with people from middle school. Yeah. Like, those are my best friends. I was somehow very lucky. I think we've talked about this. Middle school had some rough spots for me. It was very brutal. And I wasn't maybe friends with these girls through every single year, but we found each other. I have 3 beautiful besties from middle school. Luckily, 2 of them are in New York City with me, which is such a blessing. One of them is so close to me. The other is in Brooklyn, so it's basically long distance. And one is in Boston. And the one in Boston, Alyssa, we started becoming friends in 6th grade because she came up to me. She was in a Ladybug t-shirt, gym class, and she goes, hey, is your birthday April 30th? That's a weird question.
It's a weird opening.
And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, that's my birthday too.
Aww.
And so from then on, we were just kind of friends, and we found so many like odd similarities in our lives, and like it was just beautiful to find these. And she was such a confidant in those tough years of middle and high school. Like I had rough years in middle school, like socially, but then rough years in high school, like personally. And she was like my number one confidant. Like,
interesting. Yeah.
I would go to her for like these, as you said with Brie, of like you would go to her and be like, say this wild thing and be like, do you understand this? And I remember I went to things for her, like I was so scared, like I didn't even tell you guys or like mom and dad, and I was like, hey, like yada 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 happens. And she was just such a wonderful like open ear and like like such a great like grounded person to have in my life.
And it's not even about them like necessarily like relating, but as long as they understand and don't judge and just hear you and give you the space to like
Absolutely.
like say these things and feel these things, and that's just as important.
Absolutely. And we've been long distance since college now, really. We work beautifully over video calls, and I still fill her in on everything. Sometimes maybe a little late. And now I get into the problem where I tell so many people like fun things or like things that are happening with my life, and I forget to tell her.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't tell her about the podcast until it was like a week out from filming, and she was like, hey, what? hey, what? Because I was about to be like, oh, I should talk about that on the podcast. And she thought I was joking. And based on her reaction, I was like, hey, I think I forgot to tell you this.
Right.
But I think that's growing up though.
Yeah,
Things change,
you know?
but then you feel like you're almost betraying that friendship because that's what that dynamic used to be. But things do shift and change. And I've had to grapple with that a lot in my own like best friendships and whatnot.
Exactly.
And it's not a reflection on you or the other person like we've spoken about before. It's just like things change and that's okay. But the fact that you still love each other and have one another, I think.
Yeah. I also got very lucky when I moved to New York. She had 2 roommates in college who moved really close to me. And when she was visiting once, we all went out together. And I got along with these girls so well. And so I was like, hey, can you send me their numbers? And I texted them and we made plans. And we just had this beautiful, immediate friendship. And they had just moved to the city. And they had become friends with their neighbors literally across the hall who had also just moved to the city. And we kind of created this little group. And it was such a friends situation. You know, like 2 apartments literally across the hall from one another. And then one girl who doesn't live in the building.
You're the Phoebe.
I was the Phoebe. And it was such like an amazing time. I felt like I was in a movie for a few months of just, it was very collegiate of how close we all lived to one another. Like we would just text in the group chat to be like, who wants to grab a drink? Let's do this. Let's do that. We all went to the Dominican Republic together and had a amazing and kind of seamless trip. Wow. And so I'm very grateful for those 2 girls who introduced me, but just the friendships that I've had with them are very special. And unfortunately, one is moving away to Chicago.
Bitch.
But the other is staying, but moving 20 blocks away.
Ugh.
So I'm surrounded by some really wonderful women.
From what I've like heard though, it's kind of been, you know, your friendships have been changing. Like I think it's hard for even a friend you've known for so long. It sounds like it's changing in a way to me.
Definitely like getting older, I've seen changes and I've had difficulties of adjusting, and you know, it's not only me, but it's them, and it's you know, you see what the influence of someone having a partner will do. And I'm someone who's never been in a relationship, and you know, that also I think can make things more difficult. Like I can't maybe see it, but I hate, you know, saying that about myself because I'm like, I think I am very like level-minded when it comes to this, but priority shift. I think that's kind of what it comes down to. Yeah. And I have felt a few times that like I have been deprioritized, but I will say like I've spoken up and I've had very uncomfortable conversations with friends to be like, something is different. And one time I was even like, I feel like you don't like me anymore.
Ooh.
And that was tough. And that took me months to kind of like get the courage to be like, hey.
Yeah.
But we are so much stronger for it now. Like when I was saying that, like, I was like, this friendship is over, you know? And so I think it takes like finding that courage to be like, just even address it, you know, and because you're just in your own mind. I think it's the same thing of when you are in a relationship, you need to have these like little things be communicated and talked through.
Absolutely.
I mean, we talk about it a lot though on this, like how much we're changing and how much we find ourselves. So like as you change this person, they're changing, and sometimes you might just not vibe. And I think friendship breakups or friendship changing is also something that's very like normal, you know. Like I think it's hard to like let go. Well, they're my friend, but like we're all changing and we're all kind of becoming different vibes.
Yeah, it's natural to grow up and maybe grow apart in some ways. Like you've seen each other in so many phases of life, and you've made it through all of those, and you know, you're continuing to grow and to become the women you're supposed to be. Like and with love and respect. Like if they're supposed to be there, they will be.
And some friendships, like, phase out. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes
It's heartbreaking.
you grow apart. It is incredibly heartbreaking.
Like a friendship breakup or a friendship like kind of grow apart. That shit hurts like a relationship breakup. Because it's almost like female friendships were almost deeper sometimes than the certain boyfriends I've had. You know what I mean? Like that is tough. And I feel for that. I think women go through it all the time. People aren't who you expect them to be or who you thought they were, or they changed and they're allowed to change, but maybe they're not changing the way you want them, but you can't control that. Like you just got to be yourself. And if you guys slot into each other's lives, but it's not easy.
No, I've had one friendship breakup that really wrecked me. And I've, as I said, never been in a relationship, but I was in that moment, I was like, this feels like a breakup. And it was a breakup, you know, but it was a platonic breakup. And it took me years to get over. It was between high school and college. And so, people always say like friendships will kind of break up then anyway. But this was like, there was a blow up fight. And it felt like you were kind of like losing a part of yourself,
Absolutely.
And it was just, I think it was kind of just a situation of like time heals. And I thought about it for like years after.
It's the same thing as a breakup. Like that person's no longer in your life, but you still have so much like love for them. And it's like, where do you put that love? Hello? Where do you put that love, or like the things that you would want to tell them, or like the things that's like, because you would tell them more than you would maybe like a boyfriend, because they would understand it on a level that only a woman would. So, this is pressing on something over here. Holy smokes. Yeah. It's just like getting older is scary. And like, it's nice to get older and have the people that have seen you in all those faces, like do that. And if like, they're not, it's nice to still have people that have known you and loved you through every version of yourself. And if you don't have that anymore, or in a way that you're used to, or in a capacity that, you've felt for a long time, that's just as hard.
Yeah.
Lol.
You're a pretty crier.
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. Me too. No, I think it's about growing, and like that's gonna change. Like I do worry about that, with Nicole.
Yeah.
Like I think our relationship will change.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be together all the time. We're, gonna move here, there, whatever. I hope to make more, more friends and whatnot. So I think it is also about taking action to keep those relationship. But there's some that you do need to let go of.
Yeah. That's natural and it's hard, but maybe it's best for both of you.
Kiss your best friend on the mouth today.
Yeah. Kiss him, smack on the lips.
While Olivia dries her eyes. The thing is, Olivia loves her friends. One thing about Olivia is
I have so much love for my friends.
She genuinely. If you become Olivia's friends, she will spend all the time with you. She will truly, like, she wants to hang out with you. I mean, never has a boyfriend gotten in the way of that. You can have a very solid partner, and she will make time for you.
I think that's what it is. It's loving so much and wanting to give so much, and then like not necessarily not getting it back all the time, but like, yeah, I just have a lot of love to give. So
she does. She will give a lot to her friends, and it's really a blessing to be friends with Olivia. I think anyone who gets that, I think, is really. It's very nice of them. Oh no. Oh god, they're both crying.
I just love my friends.
Guys, we need to go into a new segment. The wine down. We need actually some wine for this.
No, literally.
We need actual wine. Oh my
god. Female friendship is so beautiful and important. And if you have male friends too.
I guess.
One of her friends is a male. I don't know what I should say.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you. This is Adrianna's worst nightmare.
I'll have it.
No, you need to cheers with us, and you need to take a sip on camera. This is fun. This is why you need to be watching on YouTube. Adrianna is about to drink olive juice.
Cheers! Cheers! Adrianna, take a sip. Take a sip.
This
Ready?
is my favorite form of content. You should see her eating an oyster. Cheers!
Oh, you're gonna love it.
No.
You're gonna love Adrianna?
I hate you. Come on, be a classy bitch. Take a real sip. That's not a real fucking sip. You let it touch your lips like church.
I'll take it. Thank you. Okay.
Whatever. Double fisting for the next segment.
I am double fisting over here. All right, we're going to play Perfect 10, but Best Friend Edition. So, they are Perfect 10, but chronically late to everything, including things that really matter to you.
It's not cool to be late.
No, it's not. We value timeliness.
Yeah, it's
I'm
disrespectful.
early.
Early is on time. On time is late. Except if you're the Queen of Genovia.
Are you merging
Ilona.
them?
Ilona's merging her drinks. Hold on.
Keep going.
You don't need a
worry
triple
about me.
martini right now. Can I say something about martinis? I heard this recently.
Yeah.
Martinis are like tits. One is not
Take
enough.
a drink. Hold on.
One is not enough, and 3 is too many.
Interesting. Heard.
Wow. I'm trying to have a 4-drink summer. People are stopping at 2 drinks. Let's get loose. Let's have a little bit more fun than that.
Okay.
We don't need to go home at 9:30.
Okay, is this to other people or is this about you?
This is me and my friends.
Okay, there we go.
So best friends, perfect 10, but they only want 2 drinks.
Oh,
7.
yeah. -2.
You know what? I don't actually understand dirty martinis.
Okay, talk us through it. Sorry, this segment's going off the rails. We'll get back to it.
It's almost soup. You know what I'm saying? It's
a
just
meal.
like vodka. Do you even actually like the taste of it? I don't know if I actually like the taste of it.
Love the
You
I just drink it because it's cool.
You sip pickle juice.
Yeah, sure.
You got her there. It's delicious. I don't know. It does something to me. Okay, they're chronically late. They're perfect 10, but they're chronically late. That's disrespectful to your time. That's not. They don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that.
I wouldn't be
That's
friends with that person.
Honestly, a 3.
I'll go 5.
I judge people for that. Be better.
Maybe they're a really good time when they get there.
I don't care.
7 and Leah, I need you to figure it out.
Oh, we're naming names.
Yeah.
She's had 1 sip of a martini. She's coming for all of you.
She's messed up. Okay, perfect 10 best friend, but they get jealous when you have other close friends.
That's possessive
Me.
and not okay.
Me. They're still 10. I don't know what the problem is.
That's
but-
interesting.
Actually,
maybe
11?
11. I think that when you're first becoming friends, it can be like maybe you're not sure of your placement.
Right.
But I think you have to like also come to terms with it's good to have other people in your life, and also
Yeah.
you kind of should have that conversation of where you are at. Like, you know, how do we how do we feel about each other? It's not like it's almost like you're dating
Yeah.
you with your best friend. It's like you're dating. You have to figure out what this is. What is this? What are we?
Yeah, you can't be toxic and
Can't be
possessive
toxic.
about it. Don't do that. So
4.
5. I was for a 5 for me. Dre.
Well, I don't know if I have this many opinions on it. I'm sorry. I want to say 8.
I've had possessive friendships, so it's a lot.
Okay. Maybe I haven't had something like that.
That's okay. You don't have to answer.
Maybe I hold off on answering until I ever do.
Okay, so we'll circle back, guys, after she
In
has
how
a
many
possessive
years?
friend.
Maybe I am the possessive friend as well. I've
Damn.
told I can be controlling.
Ilona's eating her garnishes, everyone.
Hey, she's got another glass though.
Okay.
I'm going to read this. Perfect 10 best friend, but they bring their poorly trained dog to every hang. The dog's hair gets on everything.
2.
You already know how we feel.
So I was bit by dogs a couple times. I got bit one time, like on the eye. It was just like a dog barking, having fun, and then he like all of a sudden jumped out and bit me. And then I don't remember the other time, but I just remember being bit. So like I get very scared of dogs, and so when like dogs come up and like if I love a very calm, well-trained puppy, but if it's a very dog that's going to jump on me, I just remember this dog was jumping on me, and then all of a sudden it went and bit me. So I just don't trust it. I think we have this idea that everybody just loves dogs, and I like dogs, but I like well-trained dogs. I get scared around them, and I think it's okay to feel that way, but also you have to give people that space to,
Yeah.
and not assume that everybody's going to just love your puppy.
That's such
Heavy
a
on
valid
that.
reaction.
Who knows
Heavy
what's
on that.
happened in their past.
When I walk into like a cafe or something and there's a dog in there and the owner just lets it, like one of those extension leashes, just come right up to you and start jumping on you, I'm like, I act like it's dramatic. Like when somebody's smoking near you on the street and you're like,
Yeah.
like that's me with like a dog that's jumping in
Yeah.
an establishment. I'm like, no, that's not an okay reaction, you know?
Yeah, and it's not, as you said, it's not a reflection on the dog. It's the owners too. Like, people get puppies and then don't train them well. Like, this is another life. It's another life that you have to take care of. You have to train. You have to take
Big responsibility. I can't wait to have a dog, but I want to be in a place in life when I can give it the best life.
Give it the best life.
Train it, give it a good home, be walking or outside, like all that stuff. So, yeah. So, what's the answer? 2,
2.
3,
3.
3.
Cool.
Best friend, but they have a bird. One.
Birds.
And my best friend Alyssa had birds growing up.
People with birds are a different breed.
What is the point?
They throw blankets over the cage but they still like sense you. What? Why would you want that in your house?
But birds are meant to fly too.
Birds are fly.
And they're stuck in a cage like
You're
that.
gonna cage them?
And
you monster.
They're tweeting all the time. I was bit by a bird.
I lost something once.
It was a swan.
She was chased by it at a zoo in Montreal.
Ugh, God. And then the next time we visited the zoo, a parrot shit on me. I just don't like birds. Sorry. I'm so
Ilona
sorry.
hates birds too. Hate them.
I'm constantly in New York when a pigeon flies. Yeah. Ducking.
Pigeons are a sad story though, guys.
They are.
I love pigeons. We got
humans'
rid of
faults.
them when they stopped being useful to us, which is very sad. So they weren't made to be in the wild. That's why their nests look like shit.
Those little.
They're domesticated completely. They don't know how to be in the wild.
You know what I learned is that those tiny little birds in New York are like invasive and they're everywhere.
I believe it.
Which
Anyway,
birds?
the little tiny ones.
Tiny ones. Beep, boop, beep,
Oh,
boop.
they're invasive.
Beep, boop, boop, boop.
At least that's what my friend Kevin told me. So
In Amsterdam, Vondel Park, which is like their central park, there's a shit ton of parrots because people kept getting them as pets, and they're a lot. So then they would release them into the wild. So now there's wild populations of parrots in Amsterdam.
can they survive the winter?
They apparently do, yeah.
So I guess not a super harsh winter.
Well, that was fun. Guys, thank you for joining us for another Perfect 10, but best friend edition.
Somebody's watching with their dog on the couch.
With a bird in the corner going, hey, what the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, do you have some topics you want us to debate on the show? Please submit them to us so we can debate them. We like talking about stuff, obviously, but make sure you comment on YouTube or DM us at House of Mar.
Thanks so much for coming over to House of Mar, a Wave original.
Be sure to watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen wherever you hear podcasts.
Plus, follow the show on social media at House of Mar for clips and behind-the-scenes content.
Don't forget to put a blanket over the bird cage before the sun sets. So,
And remember, it's a full bush summer. Cheers,
Full
everyone.
bush summer.
Get out of this.
Cheers.
Get out of our house. We got martinis to drink.